fuck off.
Warning, number 5.
I got a rock in my fucking shoe.
Third warning. Warning, number 7.
All right, keep walking. That's right. You got it. We just gotta stay at this.
But it ain't fair!
Get up, right?
Get the fuck up! Hey!
Third warning, 49.
This thing is so fucked. It's all so fucked. Hey!
Second warning, 6.
No. He's dead. What, you want to lose you too?
I didn't fucking mean to kill that kid, man!
Hey, Barkovich. Fuck! No!
Don't apologize, Art.
You give this to my grandma? Don't watch him do it. Promise me.
I promise.
I want that carbine. This is for Ray.
In a grim, alternate version of 1970s America ruled by a totalitarian regime, a brutal event known as the Long Walk takes place every year. It is presented as a patriotic contest, but in truth, it serves as a horrifying display of control and endurance. The contest continues relentlessly, day and night, without rest, until only one walker remains alive. That final survivor is crowned the winner, earning a large cash prize and a single wish, granting them anything they desire. Among this year's participants is Raymond Ray Garrity, a teenage boy who wins the national lottery to enter the walk. When he arrives at the starting point, he meets the other 99 contestants, each with their own reasons for joining. Some are seeking fame, others wealth, and some simply have nothing left to lose. As the walk begins, Garrity quickly connects with several of the others, forming uneasy friendships amid the tension. He bonds with Peter McVreese, a witty and rebellious boy, Stebbins, a quiet and mysterious participant, Arthur Baker, a kind-hearted youth, Collie Parker, who hides his fear behind arrogance, Gary Barkovich, an unstable boy prone to taunting others, and Hank Olson, a cautious and nervous competitor.
You've all got it. You're men now.
Before they begin, the major, the imposing leader of the contest, delivers a cold, patriotic speech. He praises the Long Walk as a tradition that motivates the nation, a reminder of discipline, loyalty, and sacrifice. His words echo across the crowd as soldiers line up to monitor the walkers' every step. When the gun fires, the walk begins. The boys move forward in silence, the crowd cheering and waving flags as though it were a national holiday. But the tone shifts quickly. After only a few hours, one of the walkers, Curly, begins to limp from a severe cramp in his leg. Despite his attempts to push through the pain, he slows down too long. The soldiers issue his third warning.
It ain't fucking fair!
Moments later, a single shot rings out. Curly collapses, the first to die. As the brutal march continues under the scorching sun, exhaustion and fear start to take their toll. The boys walk endlessly along the cracked highways of America, surrounded by armed soldiers and roaring military vehicles. Every step feels heavier, every breath harder. Tension rises among the remaining walkers when Gary Barkovich, known for his cruel taunts and unstable temper, begins provoking others. He mocks, shouts, and insults to throw his competitors off balance. His words finally push one of the boys, Rank,
Your goddamn name is Rank.
past his breaking point. In a burst of rage, Rank lunges at Barkovich, breaking the sacred rule of the walk. The soldiers react instantly. Within seconds, Rank is executed by rifle fire. The air falls silent. The sound of Rank's body hitting the road echoes in everyone's mind. From that moment on, the others turn their backs on Barkovich. McVreese, unable to control his disgust, calls Barkovich a killer over and over, his voice filled with hate. Barkovich only smirks, but the guilt in his eyes betrays him. As night falls and the endless march goes on, Garrity begins to open up to McVreese, sharing the dark truth behind his reason for joining the walk. He tells McVrees that years ago, his father was executed by the Major, right in front of him and his mother. His father had been accused of spreading forbidden ideas that went against the government's totalitarian rule. Garrity's father refused to pledge allegiance, and for that defiance, he was shot dead.
Never forget who you are, Ray.
Haunted by the memory, Garrity entered the Long Walk with a secret purpose: to win the contest, claim his prize, and use his one wish to assassinate the Major. He dreams of vengeance, of ending the regime that destroyed his family. But McVrees, hardened by his own pain, talks him down. McVrees reveals that he, too, has lived a life of suffering. His parents died when he was young, leaving him in the hands of an abusive uncle who treated him like nothing. "I've been walking all my life," McVrees says quietly, "and when I'm too tired to keep going, I'll just sit down and stop." His words hang heavy in the cold night air. As the days drag on, the death toll rises. Walkers collapse one by one, some too injured to continue, others breaking under the pressure. A few try to escape into the woods, only to be gunned down before taking more than a few steps. Some die for stopping too long to urinate or catch their breath, others because sleep deprivation slows them down. Every hour, the line of walkers grows shorter. Their faces are hollow, their feet blistered and bleeding, but still, they march, because to stop means death. As the endless march drags into another brutal day, Hank Olson begins to lose his grip on reality. His eyes glaze over, his speech slurs, and his legs tremble with every step. Hours of pain, exhaustion, and fear finally break him. In a sudden frenzy, Olson turns on the soldiers escorting the walk, screaming and swinging his fists wildly. The guards respond instantly. Gunfire echoes through the air, and Olson collapses to the ground, wounded but not dead. The soldiers leave him there, bleeding out in front of the others, a cruel warning to anyone who might dare to fight back. By morning, Olson is gone. The road is stained with his blood. The remaining boys walk past his body in silence. Someone mentions that Olson was the only married man among them, and a heavy sadness falls over the group. They quietly agree that whoever wins should send part of their prize money to Olson's wife. So at least something good comes from this horror. Guilt and despair begin to eat away at Gary Barkovich, who's been isolated ever since Rank's death. His mocking grin is gone. Now he's trembling, his voice cracking as he pleads with Garrity to forgive him and let him rejoin the group. Garrity, seeing the broken boy behind the cruelty, agrees. But it's too late. Moments later, Barkovich takes his own life, collapsing to the ground in a pool of blood as the soldiers count down and move on.
Third warning, 5. Final warning.
Only 5 walkers remain now: Garrity, McVrees, Stebbins, Arthur Baker, and Collie Parker. The once lively group has been reduced to a handful of haunted souls trudging down an endless road. Stebbins, pale and coughing, grows weaker by the hour. His sickness worsens, and his voice turns harsh as he warns the others not to help each other anymore. "There's only room for one of us," he says coldly. "The rest of us are already dead." His words sting, but no one argues. Deep down, they know he's right. When they pass through a small town, Garrity catches sight of his mother among the crowd of onlookers. The shock overwhelms him. He calls out to her, stumbling toward the crowd, desperate for a touch, a word, anything real. The soldiers raise their rifles, preparing to fire, but McVrees grabs him at the last second, dragging him back onto the road before the countdown hits 0. Garrity's mother watches helplessly as her son disappears into the distance once more. The next tragedy comes when Parker snaps. Pushed past his breaking point, he lunges at a guard, stealing his rifle and firing wildly. The soldiers retaliate immediately, riddling him with bullets. Wounded and bleeding, Parker refuses to die their way. He turns the gun on himself and pulls the trigger. Now only 4 walkers remain, and Arthur Baker is barely standing. His breathing is ragged, his body failing. He knows he can't go on. With a faint smile, he thanks Garrity and McVreese for their friendship, then slows his pace until the soldiers' countdown reaches 0. The sound of gunfire marks another death. As the long walk reaches its brutal final stretch, Stebbins grows weaker with every step. His breathing turns shallow, his face pale from sickness and exhaustion. Finally, he confides in Garrity and McVreese, revealing a dark secret he's carried since the beginning. He is one of the Major's illegitimate children. His true wish, if he were to win, was not money or power, but to be accepted by his father and live in the Major's home. But Stebbins knows he won't make it. His body is breaking down, and the pain has become unbearable. With quiet dignity, he tells Garrity and McVreese that it's been an honor to walk beside them. Then he slows his pace, the crowd counting down the seconds as his final steps fade away. A gunshot rings out. Stebbins is gone. Now only 2 walkers remain, Garrity and McVreese. Word spreads fast, and soon a massive crowd lines the road, cheering, crying, and watching as the last 2 boys push themselves through exhaustion and pain. Their friendship, forged in suffering, is the only thing keeping them alive. As they enter a small town, McVreese begins to falter. His steps drag, his head hangs low. Finally, he stops walking and sits down, accepting his fate so that Garrity can win. But Garrity, horrified, refuses to let his friend die for him. He rushes back, lifting McVreese by the shoulders, begging him to stand and keep walking. "Don't stop now," he pleads. "We finish this together." McVreese forces himself to move again, but in his determination, he doesn't notice that Garrity has stopped. Exhausted and heartbroken, Garrity chooses to sacrifice himself, letting McVreese live. The countdown reaches 0, and the Major gives the order. Gunfire echoes. Garrity collapses to the ground, lifeless. The crowd erupts in both cheers and tears as the Major congratulates McVreese, declaring him the winner of the long walk. When asked what he wants for his prize, any wish in the world, McVreese looks the Major dead in the eye and says he wants a guard's carbine.
I want that carbine.
The Major smirks and hands it to him. Without hesitation, McVreese raises the weapon and fires, killing the Major instantly. The soldiers freeze as McVreese drops the gun, turns away, and continues to walk alone down the endless road, the only survivor of the long walk.